We all have been guilty of doing things that we knew were morally wrong or illegal, but we do it anyway. Some of us take it to the extreme, while others do it nonchalantly, without thinking of the consequences if caught. We have all been there and have been repeat offenders. So, see where you fall with doing illegal things daily. Also, remember if you're new here to hit the subscribe button and click the bell to stay up to date. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. Singing happy birthday to you in public. That birthday song you wait for every year is under copyright. Corporate bigwig Warner Music owns the copyright and has made illegal any public performance of the song. Can you sing it in a house with only family and a handful of close friends around? Sure. In your college campus? No. On the streets? No way. The next time you want to loudly serenade your friend on their birthday, think about paying royalties to Warner. That explains why nobody sings the songs in films and TV shows.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
Ad blockers. You may be many a times irritated by the ads that pop up all of a sudden as you do something. Most times they are annoying, a nuisance forcing you to close it without care or install an ad blocker. However, blocking the advertisements that pops up on the screen is illegal in certain countries, as on the other side of the advertisers pay high for exhibiting their messages. There are companies which make heavy losses every year with the use of these ad blockers. Leeching off of unsecured Wi-Fi networks. When you pick up a mobile device and see that you're in range of an unsecured private network, you probably don't think twice about connecting. Under the very vaguely worded Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, you could be charged with unauthorized access to a computer or website. Wi-Fi squatting doesn't typically lead to prison time, but it could in theory. Under the CFAA, connecting to an unsecured Wi-Fi network is technically a federal crime. Sharing subscription passwords. The subscription password that you receive after paying for the service has not to be shared with anyone else. However, there are many cases where multiple users use the same password to use a service, which is illegal by law. About 1/3 of the 1 million subscribers of HBO are said to share the passwords. Even though this is a scene, the company has accepted that the password sharing has helped them to get new customers as well. Grocery store grazing. Popping a grape in your mouth as you make your way through the produce section of your favourite grocery store not only opens you up to the possibility of exposure to dangerous pesticides because the fruit hasn't been properly washed, it's also illegal. Charges of theft for plucking a single grape may be unheard of, but it doesn't make the action any more legal. So think twice before trying without buying.
Yeah, right.
Copyright infringement. To those that grew up before the internet took over, copyright infringement probably refers to the wholesale stealing and sharing of music, movies and books that rightfully belong to the studios that produced them or the artists that created them. Copyright law is actually so complex that it's an accepted speciality for attorneys. People who are caught guilty of copyright could face hefty fines or even jail time. Getting paid under the table. There are a variety of industries in which this behaviour seems to be particularly prevalent, but none so much as the domestic worker industry. Nannies, housekeepers and household managers are so often paid under the table that the IRS estimates less than half of domestic workers employed in the United States are tax compliant. Just because it's common doesn't make it penalty free though. If caught, an employer faces back taxes, penalties and accrued interest on the debt. Littering. In today's Go Green society, throwing your garbage on the ground is likely to be regarded with absolute scorn and social shunning by those around you. If you do manage to escape the angry eyes of the masses, however, you could still find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Littering ordinances don't just apply to the side of the highway, even though that's where you see the most signs warning you against it. VPN and IP address loopholes. If you are abroad and desperate to watch your favourite series but are restricted due to being in another country, you can use a VPN and you make your IP look like you are in your own home country. However, it is not technically legal to do so. This is extremely prevalent in countries that don't have access or to popular websites. It is very unlikely that it will ever get you caught, but keep in mind it is still against the law. Facebook. Facebook is a very famous social networking site and it is at the tip of everyone's tongue. When a user is creating a Facebook account, he or she must go through the terms and conditions. But it is a big joke these days, hardly anyone reads them. Most of the kids who are below 13 create a Facebook ID by giving the wrong information, which is illegal. Something we have all probably done when we were younger. You may think all these rules and laws are bad, but just count yourself lucky, as some people have it much, much worse. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like and a big